here we go. All right, sorry it's a little loud. Okay, so now what I want is we're gonna go back to what we were doing yesterday, 1-4. And we had a couple questions left, right? Just 2 questions, right? And if I'm not mistaken, I said, give it a shot and see what you can do. All right, so let's see. All right. Now for 27, who are we talking about here? That's right. So what letters should we probably use? A, B, C. All right. I don't think that's that hard. Now, again, all right, I know I say things aren't that hard. Some of you get really super annoyed, right? Because you think it's hard, and that is perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. All right. So A, B, C, right? Because what? Yeah. I probably made a typo. All right. So here we go. Yeah, don't be right. I sometimes just make typos as I'm typing things. All right, so here we go. So those of you guys who figured that out, that was good. So I want to put A, B, C. All right, here we go. Now, it says Amy has 3 times as much as Brad. So if Amy has 3 times as much as Brad, how much does Brad have? Do we know? Do we know how much Brad has? Do we know how much Amy has? Yes, we know how much Amy has because Amy has what? 3 times as much as Brad. Do we know how many Brad has? So Brad has what? Brad has X right now. All right, I'm just reading sentence by sentence. That might change, but I'm just saying this is how I want you to think about it. All right, Amy has 3 times as much as Brad. So I have no idea how much Brad has. So I'm going to give Brad an X. So then how much would Amy have? 3X. Now, I understand what you guys were telling me now about this typo. So everybody can fix it. It's not Harry, it's what? Colin. Sorry about that. So let's write that in there. All right, so now we have a little bit of an issue. So I need someone thinking. Brad has twice as much money as Colin, but Brad is already defined. So tell me.
Colin would have X and then Brad would have 2X instead. And then Amy would have 3 times 2X.
That's a brilliant way of doing it. All right. However, that's one way. Another way is to do what, Miss Appleton? What could I call Colin? Someone else tell me. What else could I call Colin? Come on, Joshua, you think? What could Colin be? No, what could Colin be? Yay, very good. If Brad is already defined as X and Brad has twice as much as Colin, that means Colin is what in relationship to Brad? Half as much. So I want everybody to do this. I want Colin to be X over 2. All right, that's number 1. That's option number 1. Now, I really, really like what you guys did because we don't like working with fractions. All right, fractions makes the problems harder. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a second option, which is A, B, C. Colin is now what? X. So Brad would have twice as much as Colin, which would make Brad what? And then Amy has 3 times as much as Brad. So I even like better than putting 6X. I like you saying 3 times 2X, even though we know that's 6X. Is everybody good with that? All right. Now, in problem, first example, who is X? Who is X? Brad is X. Who is X in the second example? Colin. All right, so the answer is not going to come out to be the same as far as what X is. All right, that's why you have to label them carefully. All right, now, again, depending upon how you set it up, we're going to set it up for both of them. All right, all together they have what? How much money? 175. So write me an equation. Tell me, go. Good. 3,
3x.
no, somebody help him. Say it. If you're going to talk, speak up. Who are you? 3x plus x plus x over 2 equals 175. All the money together added up is 175. Now who's going to write the other equation? Go ahead.
2x plus 6x plus x.
That's your choices right there. That's it. Anybody? What?
Are we supposed to solve?
No, I didn't want you to solve it. We haven't reviewed the equations. That's next Monday. All right, and we're going to zip through that because that should be super easy. I'm not saying it's not going to be hard. It's just not what you're responsible for. Yes, ma'am.
Would you like combine them?
Yeah, but not right now. If you want, you could have put 9x. All right. No, you don't. This is what I'm asking you for. All right. This is what I need for you to be able to do. All right. Writing the equations is really hard for some kids. That's why we're practicing. All right. Now, again, remember, I'm trying to tell you, I can't help you if you're not speaking up. Anybody have any issues with 27? All right, let's talk about 28. A board is 10 feet long. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a board. All right, so here comes my board. It's 10 feet long. Everybody should have that. Now, how many pieces do we cut it in? 3. So here we go. I'm going to cut it into 3 pieces. 1 piece. There's the 3 pieces. All right. Trey, you going to give it a shot? Tell me. Read this.
The board 10 feet long is cut into 3 pieces. 1 piece is 1 foot longer than the shortest piece.
All right, stop. 1 piece is 1 foot longer than the shortest piece. So, well, not according to mine. 1 piece is 1 foot longer than, which one is the shortest piece out of all 3 of those? The one all the way, right. So I'm going to call that what?
The shortest piece.
Right. So I'm just going to, even if I want to, I'm just going to put short here just to make sure. So that's what?
That's the shortest piece.
So that's what letter?
X.
Well, let's do X though. All right. I don't like anything but X because sometimes they look like numbers. All right. S looks like a 5. All right. So what's the next piece going to be? 1 piece is 1 foot longer than, okay. So what's that going to be?
That's going to be the far left.
Okay. So how much do you want to put that? What's that length?
1x.
It says it's 1 foot longer.
And the shortest piece.
Yeah. So how much is it? I'm listening. If it's 1, let's say, for example, this is,
2x.
let's say this is 5 feet. What's the other one going to be?
Maybe 6 feet.
So how did you get that?
Because it's 1 foot longer.
So how did you do that? I'm asking, how's your brain know it's 6?
5 plus 1 is 6.
Yes. So if the short piece is X, what's the other piece? Shh.
X plus 1.
Come on, you're not helping by telling him something. X plus 1. All right. And 1 piece is 1 foot longer than the shortest piece and 2 feet shorter than the longest piece.
Would that be X plus 3?
All right. That's all right. Again, I put this in here for a reason. All right, put it in here for a reason because it's kind of tricky. All right, so there's 3 pieces. All right, so what I want to do now is let's just write down small, medium, and large. Small, medium, and large. The shortest piece, I think we could put as X, right? And then it says one piece is 1 foot longer than the shortest piece. So the other one's going to be what? X plus 1. So they're talking about what? Right now, they're talking about this piece right here. Do you agree?
Mhm.
So that piece is also 2 feet shorter than the longest piece. So what would the longest piece? You were right.
Yeah, so.
What would it be?
X plus 3.
Yeah, very good,
I was
buddy.
confused on what I was wrong as because I was saying X plus 3.
Well, no, to be honest with you, I just wasn't sure how you had so much trouble getting X plus 1. I wasn't sure how you were getting X plus 3. Do you understand what I'm saying? Right? There's nothing wrong. All right. And to be honest, I wasn't sure. All right. I was trying to make it perfectly clear. Now, again, I think that was hard because it says what? It's 2 pieces, or it's 2 feet shorter, right? So if it's 2 pieces, 2 feet shorter, that means the longest is 2 feet more. Is everybody okay with that? And it says that the total board is how long? So how do I figure out what that is? Somebody tell me.
3x plus 4.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. If you want to add that together for me, right? 3x plus 4 equals how much? 10. So somebody do the mental math on that and tell me what x is. Because I want to see if we're right. X equals 2. Now remember, how do we do that? We subtract 4 and then divide by 3, right? So I know x is 2. Now, if x is 2, that means the short piece is going to be 2, and then 3, and then what? 5. Is that good? What?
If you like have done it without the drawing, like you could just make it.
Yeah, and I'm not arguing with you on that. I'm just simply saying, look, I always try to tell kids when we're doing the beginning, I make the numbers easy. All right, and the reason I make them easy is because if you get confused, you can kind of figure it out, work backwards, right? But I can make the numbers harder. You understand what I'm saying? I don't make the numbers harder because sometimes if you can't figure it out, an important skill is also to be able to work backwards. You see what I'm saying? So again, the important thing that we're doing today is, and yesterday, is we're trying to translate from words into equations. All right, that's what I'm trying to show you. It doesn't matter the difficulty of the problem, right? It matters that you can set them up. All right, that's the hard part. And if I can teach you how to set up a word problem and write the equation, math is much easier. All right, that's what we're focused on. Good for you. Tell me.
How did you say you're like 5, 3, and 2?
Well, because x is 2, right? So that's a good question. So do you agree x is 2?
Yeah, but like how did you get?
So what's 2 plus 1?
3? Oh,
What's 2 plus 3? You see what I'm saying? You're just replacing x. Good for you.
I accidentally put the medium for like X, like it's just X.
That's okay too. Yeah, then this would be x. But then the small would be x minus 1, and this would be x plus 2. Do you agree with that?
But I just,
Does that make sense?
yeah, that makes sense. I just-
So that was kind of like what we did before. All right. Happy with that?
but like, how did you get like X equal 2?
Well, remember what we did was we subtracted 4. And so then we had
Oh,
3x equals 6, and then divide by 3. All right, but we haven't reviewed that, so you're not really responsible. All right, we did that for a lot last year, the last like month of school. All right, so you guys should be good. And we're going to start all the equations on Monday. All right, now with that being said, all right, you have a chance now because I know how tricky this is. If anybody wants me to repeat something on this, I'll be happy to repeat something. All right. Again, remember, the test is going to be just like all the worksheets. All right, I wrote all the worksheets. I'm going to write all the tests. All right, what? Yes, of course. It's up to you. All right. Yes. 24. Yes. What about you?
Where's our test?
Friday,
Okay, and then also,
it's on backpack and it's on your classroom. I'm gonna start posting on Friday, I'm gonna tell you exactly what you're gonna do during the week, and I'm gonna post it in backpack. All right? So look at number 24 real quick, because the assignment today is not gonna be hard. We're gonna fly around the room. All right, Maya, what's the question?
the height of the tree is 4 times the height of the house.
Agreed?
If the tree is 50 meters taller than the house, it's 4 feet. So,
First, listen to me. I totally understand what your question is. Do you agree right off the bat, there's a relationship between the tree and the house? The tree is what?
4 times.
Yes. So there are two equations here that I want you to think about. Right? So the tree is 4 times the house. Agreed? Now we're looking at this equation over here. We're comparing the tree, all right, and the house. So there's a relationship. The tree, how big is the tree? 4x. That tree is 50 meters taller than the house. Do you agree with that? So this equation over here, let me erase this again. This equation over here in yellow,
Well, can you just do 4x minus x? which is 50?
yeah. But again, I'm trying to show you just how math, the translation is important. It doesn't say the difference between that tree and the house is 50. Do you agree with that? Even though that is what? That is true because you changed what it said, but what you changed it to was still true. Do you agree with me? So again, if I never mark it wrong, if you get it right, but I'm trying to show you how the translation is super important. All right. With that being said, let's go. Let's try to get done. I think today we should be able to get done. All right. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because this is another quick little review. All right. Except when we get down further, if you're not very good at fractions or decimals, we have a problem. All right. So we'll start over here today. All right. Cole, so you get to tell me the opposite and the absolute value. What's the opposite of 8?
-8.
And what's the absolute value of 8? So there you go. Absolute value of 8 is 8. Does anybody have any problems with absolute value? Remember, absolute value is a distance. It's specifically a distance from where? 0, or from the origin. All right, that's what absolute value is. All right, Zeb, go.
So the opposite of -3 is -3.
And the absolute value of -3. Beautiful. All right, Ashley. You get to tell me the opposite of 28.
-28 and the absolute value is 28.
Thank you, ma'am. 24, or I'm sorry, 24. Number 4. Tell me, Misha.
0.
Yes. Wow, that was kind of silly. All right, Eddie.
Absolute value is 0.75.
Mm-hmm. What's the opposite? What's the opposite of a negative?
Positive.
Yeah, buddy, that's it, man. Don't make it too hard. All right. Number 6, Trey, go.
4 2/3 or 4 2/3.
Yep. Are we really going to write as improper or mixed fractions anymore? No. Jolie, go.
There would be 5/8 and 5/3.
Yep. And next.
Negative 61.49.
Good.
And 61.20.
Beautiful. Next.
91.2.
Yeah, this is so easy. All right. Just reviewing them. All right. Now you got to complete this. Brennan. If n is negative, then negative n is what? We're on number 10. If n is a negative number, then negative n is a, say it. If n is a negative number, what would negative n be? A negative or a positive? I'm confused. Why are you asking me? What's the problem? Okay, so if you're confused, negative n means the opposite of n. So what's the opposite of a negative?
Which one are you asking me? And which end? I'm confused.
I'm just saying, if n is any negative number, think of any number, any negative number you want.
It's positive, it's a negative number.
Wow. Why did it take me so long to get that out of you?
They're a confusing statement.
All right, number 11, here we go. Avery,
If W is a positive number, then a negative W is a negative number.
that is correct. All right. Maya, number 12.
Real number that is its own opposite.
Strange. What number is its own opposite?
A real number.
Any real number. If you can tell me a real number that it's its own opposite. Yay, good. 0. All right, tell me. The absolute value of B is -10. What is B?
10.
The absolute value of 10 is what?
Oh, the absolute value of 10 is 10.
Right, so how many solutions are there? The absolute value of what is negative? Nothing. That's right. So there is, guess what? There is no solution. All right, there is no solution. All right, absolute value cannot be negative. All right, the absolute value cannot be negative, so there's no solution. All right, number 14.
How many solutions are there for C equals 0? Wouldn't it just be 0?
Yes, one solution. There's one solution. All right, next. Tell me one answer. The absolute value of 8 is 8. That is true. Is there another one? Shh, don't help her. The absolute value of what is also 8? Absolutely. So there are how many solutions? There are 2 solutions here. All right, so when absolute value is a positive, there's going to be 2 solutions. When it's 0, it's 1 solution. And if it's negative, it's what? No solution. All right, so we're good. All right, Evan, keep going. What's number 16? Now we're just practicing your mental math. -11. Thank you very much. Luca,
-4.
right? So what's -4?
Oh, positive.
Yep. Do you see that or not?
Yeah, I see it.
All right, come on, guys. I want to help, right? So I want to move quickly because I think this is just mental math. All right, if you're having trouble with operations, just tell me. I don't mind reviewing. All right, go. Hold up a second. What?
I thought number 16.
What's 3 + 8?
It's a negative.
Nope. Parentheses first. True? Do you remember PEMDAS, right? Do the parentheses first, correct? All right. 18, go. 4. Tell me how I did that real quick, though.
So, like, 3 times negative plus 3 minus 7 is -4 and then absolute value.
Thank you. That is correct. All right. Now, again, if you can't hear or you're unclear, I'll be able to repeat it. All right. Jackson,
-5.
-5. Anybody have any issues with that? All right. What?
Why would it be negative? Because isn't double negative positive?
Okay, so now listen to me now. All right, good question. The first thing you have to do is you have to answer this question. The absolute value of -7. What's the absolute value of -7?
7.
So the question now is just what's 7 minus 12?
Okay.
All right. Yes.
Wait, when did you do the absolute value? Because I was trying to put it at the end.
No,
like, do it at
no,
the
no,
end.
no, no. Absolute value, take the absolute value. You have to do the absolute value before you do the subtraction. If it was this, -7 minus 12, then you do this first, right? Good questions. Okay, are these absolute value signs? No, they're not. Thank you. Molly, what is the answer? 4, thank you. All right, now we're getting a little bit harder because we got some fractions. So I may ask you to walk me through your fractions. All right. So what's the absolute value of 2/3? Minus common denominator. First fraction. Second fraction equals over. Yes, sir. All right, I like that a lot. All right, if you can't do fractions, I'm in a little bit of trouble. All right, you got to be good at fractions. I'm not letting you use a calculator until I know you know how to use your fractions. You know how to add, subtract, multiply, divide. All right, that's everybody. All right, if you're not sure about that fractions because it's been a long summer, you got to let me know. Anybody have any issues with that? All right. Back up top, Cole, what are we doing here?
Oh, you would do -6.
Mm-hmm. What do I have to do with decimals, though?
You move them to
Well, am I adding or subtracting, first of all?
subtract.
Subtracting. So when you're adding and subtracting decimals, I must do what with the decimals?
Line up for this?
Yes, so 3.85. All right, now is my answer going to be positive or negative? Negative. All right, so now I'm subtracting. So I'm waiting on you. Yeah, let's go. I'm just waiting on an answer. You just finished doing it. How much?
-0.54.
Well, you forgot, this was a 5, right? So it's what? Negative.
Yeah, -2.
Anybody else get -2.55? Everybody okay with that? -2.55? Now remember, all right, we're having a test on this. All right, you got to know how to do all the decimals, all the fractions. Zeb, what are we doing here? Good. Or 23? No, I don't want you doing that. All right. So what are we doing? Adding or subtracting these fractions? We're adding them, right? And the final answer is going to be what? Yes. So in my opinion, you should just go ahead and put negative down here. What's common denominator? So this is going to be -5 and how many? If I make the you said the common denominator was 10, so what do I multiply the denominator by? So I multiply the top by what? So that's going to be, yes. All right. And then 1/2 is how many tenths? That's right, 5/10. All right, so now, so far I have how many tenths? That's right. And so 5 and 3 makes, which now you can't leave it like that. So we're going to change it to what? Yes, 13/10. Come on. How many times does 10 go into 13? Right.
Oh, so you- and then what is that?
Stop saying that. 13, 10 goes into 13. How many times?
Once.
How many left over? 3. So 1 and 3/10.
Oh, okay.
But there's already how many?
8,
So that makes
9.
9 and 3/10. But we can't forget the what?
Oh, then.
Negative 9 and 3/10. Okay, that's just a great review problem. If you're like looking at that going, that's so simple, then good, you're way ahead. All right, if you forgot, now you need to review. All right, any issues with that? Okay, Ashley, you're up, kiddo. On number 24. What am I doing here?
You do 12.00 minus 1.96.
Thank
You
you.
get 10.04.
Perfect. Anybody have any objections with that? Thank you, Ashley. Anybody? All right, Misha, help me. 25.
You have to subtract.
That's very good. So let's do it. 1 and 4/5 minus 3/8. What's the common denominator, please?
40.
You're right, 40. Come on, girl. Don't be shy. Speak up. So now the numerator is going to be
15.
good.
Wait. Yeah, 15. That would be- oh, oh. 32.
Yes, ma'am. Good job. Now we'll continue subtracting.
I didn't know. Would it just be, oh, okay, so it's 23.
Well, do this for me. Remember, we're going to practice our mental math. So when somebody says 32 minus 15, we're not doing crossing out the 3 and borrowing. We're just saying, what's 32 minus 10? Shh. 32 minus 10.
22.
Now subtract 5 from 22 and just count backwards if you need to.
Wait, I don't get what you're trying to say.
We're subtracting 32 minus 15. And I was saying, what is that?
Oh, so it'd just be 18 or 16, 17.
17. Come on, girl. Don't be nervous. All right. Doesn't matter. No one in here is looking at you. All right. 1 and 17/40. Perfect. Now, again, I know some of you a little better than others at fractions. All right. It's okay. All right. Speak up if you don't know. All right. And don't be nervous. All right. All right, Eddie, you're up.
Okay, so you're adding.
There we go. Correct. Tell me the answer.
17 point.
What?
You said tell me the answer.
I'm asking, are we on number 26?
Yeah.
You're telling me 12 and 2 make 17?
Oh, no. I thought you add them.
You do add. Go. Tell me what the answer is.
Would you do 2, and then you do like,
So let me show you again, because I know you're always thinking I'm happy with you. Okay, so listen, I'm not saying you don't know how to add. I'm saying, let me show you how to do it better. That's all. You ready, Eddie? So when you're adding, just add 12 plus 2. What's 12 plus 2? 14. Now you have 80 cents and 50 cents. I think in terms of money, that's $1.30 to me. So now I have what? 13.30. 13.39. Does that make sense? 13.39. And don't forget the what? Don't forget the negative. I really don't think you guys should be doing 12.5, 2.89, add a 0. That's called what? Boring. Boring. You can add 12 and 2, right? There you go, 14. Right? I know, I should have put 15.
Yeah.
Thank you. 12 and 2 is 14. Thank you. All right. And then I added the 80 cents and the 50 cents. I think everybody can do that. All right. But do I care if you line up the decimals and add them and carry and do all that stuff? No, I don't. I want the right answer. All right, let's go, Trey. Tell me what the common denominator is.
18,
All right. So I have 18. Now what
15, and 16,
is
31
over,
over 18.
which
and
is
It's 12 and 13 over 18.
12 and 13/18. Everybody should be able to do the fractions like that. Does anybody need help with that? Yes.
Would you re-go over how you went from 31 over 18 to 13?
Yeah, because now watch. How many times does 18 go into 13? I'm sorry. How many times does 18 go into 31? No, not 31 into 18, but 18 into 31
Oh,
once, right?
yeah.
Now count from 13 to 81. I'm sorry, 13 to 31. Yes, sorry. Who said that? Do you understand me now? I messed that up.
Yeah.
So here we go. We'll try it again. 18 goes into 31 once. Do you agree with that?
Mhm.
And then if I count from 18 to 31, I know that's 13.
Okay.
So that's where the 13/18s came from, right?
Yeah.
And then there was automatically 4 and 7, which was 11, right?
Mhm.
And then we added that 1, which made 12. All right, I really just hope you can do that. All right, if you can't do that, you can come let me know on the sly and I can help you practice with the fractions. If you're good at fractions, you're better than most high school kids, honestly. All right, if you don't know how to do fractions, it's not good. All right, and soon we're going to be able to use the calculators. And if you don't know how to if you don't fix your problems right now, it's just going to get worse. All right, so help me if you're not sure about something, don't be afraid to ask. All right, 12 and 13/18. Anybody have any problems with that? All right, let's check out this. All right, I try to be sneaky here. Who am I? Where am I at now? Jolie,
So the absolute value is.
very good,
1.
right?
Then you add the other negative,
You are brilliant. So what's my answer?
so just be 0.
You are great. Thank you. That was good. All right, here we go. Tell me.
So it's absolute value, so it's 2.4 minus 3.1,
Good.
and so it's negative 1.3.
Now, okay, so I'm okay with that. But what you did was you put the 3.1 here and you did 4 minus 1 and 3 minus 2. So listen to what your brain should be doing. This goes for everybody. Please, I hope you're listening to me. Do you agree I'm subtracting, right?
Yeah.
So 2.4 to 3.1 is what? Shh. 2.4 to 3.1. Think of it as 24 to 31.
Isn't that then
24, no, don't. Now, listen,
7?
right. That's what I'm saying. Try not to think about what you think the answer is, but try to listen to my explanation and think about what I'm trying to tell you. That'll help out tremendously. So everybody understand we're just going from 24 to 31. So that's obviously what? Don't forget the decimal
Oh, yeah, 7.
or the negative.
Okay, so then it's. That means it's negative 0.7.
That is correct. Right. Whenever I started doing decimals, I just ignored the decimals. Right. And I just said that's like 24 to 31. Is that it for us? All right, guys, please finish up. Please finish up. There's only a few. All right, I'm going to check it tomorrow now.
Oh, goodness.
Hold up. Hey, Ashley, you have a great day. Okay. Take care, kiddo.